NBA 2K19 tutorial number 11. Today I'll be showing you guys key mechanics and the settings you need in order to become a lockdown on-ball defender. I'll also be showing you guys how to use the right stick to contest to your advantage and never foul on any contest you do on any game mode. I will also be showing you guys how to use my secret turbo gear shifting on-ball technique to take your defense to a level you haven't experienced before. I guarantee that. So, if you want to watch previous tutorials and also future ones, make sure you go to my all 2K19 tutorials playlist on my homepage. But yes, let's talk about on-ball defense. Not only will I help you become an on-ball defender today with all the tips I'm about to show you, as you can see on some of these highlight clips here. Actually, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to teach you how to contest flawlessly with consistency against humans, against Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how to do it all the time and never fouling. And at the end of the video, there's also going to be an online comparison study to see the benefits of the off-ball techniques I will be teaching you compared to a person who don't know said techniques. Alright? So as a lot of you experienced, in 2K19 you know that not putting a head up is equal no contest, and when you don't do a contest on 2K19 you are gonna get rained on you. So here I'm playing against the Hall of Fame computer, and every shot attempt I'm close to the shooter, but I didn't put hands up, right? So you can see all these shots going in. And even against a human being, you can play the best defense you want, but if you don't contest, like you see I did good defense there, but I didn't contest, so it's all a waste. Against Hall of Fame computers, same thing. I play excellent, settings here with my hedge settings of tutorial number 8, and I also did excellent on-ball defense here against McGruder. I'm fighting the screen, but I didn't contest. And if you don't contest, that goes in, and you don't want that. So, the best way to contest, first things first, go to your controller settings and make sure your pro stick defense is set to absolute. Your defensive assist with intensity is set to 0. But most importantly, your pro stick defense must be at absolute at all times, alright? Let me explain why. So let's take a look what that does, the absolute. So you can see here, what happens is when you put it on absolute, if you flick the right stick to the right or left, it triggers a steal. So you can see there, I'm with Beverly, I flicked it to the right, so he kind of does a steal. But what you really want to do is, if you hold the right stick up, it always equals to a contest that has 0 foul chance, okay? That's the key. So you can see here Durant is pinned off and he's about to take a shot, and I'm holding the right stick up. You see me putting that hand up? That's the right stick held up. I'm just holding it up, and it's so good that it also automatically closes the gap for me, as you see there, and it never fouls. Comparatively speaking, you can push down on the right stick on absolute and it still does a contest, but you don't want to do that, because if you push down on the right stick while you're on absolute, you can see Aminu there, he does this contest while kind of jumping a little bit, which gives up precision. Never do that. Always contest with your right stick held up, alright? So as long as you can stay in front of the offensive player, if you hold the right stick straight up when you think a shot is coming, it's constant success and never fouling. The computer will automatically close the gap for you, so there's no point pushing the right stick down on absolute to contest. Just push it up to contest, you will never foul, and you will get excellent contests. But in order to able to contest well, obviously, you need great on-ball D. As you can see, I'm here doing it with Beverly against my partner. They're using Durant, and I'm doing great. So let me teach you some secret on-ball techniques, which I call the turbo gear shifts. That's why my on-ball is so good against another human being, as you can see there, even if I'm in a mismatch. So here's the technique. First step you need to understand is never let go of turbo during on-ball defense. Either hold down L2 or tap it to slow yourself down, but you're never letting go of turbo when you're in an on-ball one-on-one situation or any situation on-ball. So you can see here, this is what I call gear 1. So the first kind of speed, right? You're holding turbo and you're also holding L2. And this is you're at your slowest, as you can see as I'm sliding. But at the same time, this is also when your defensive stance is the biggest and you're easy to run into or bump off the defender, right? Of the offensive player. So this is used to start the possession during on-ball D and also to bump people off and cut them off at the end. Here you can see is what I call gear number 2, where you're holding turbo but you're tapping L2. And you know I'm tapping it when you see the circle flashing underneath Beverly's feet. That's tapping it. And this is the second fastest, but it makes you smaller, okay? So you want to use this technique, this gear 2, to counter forward dribble moves and to beat players to the spot because you're faster and your stance is kind of up and down. So you're literally in and out of your defensive stance, but you're faster. So this is a half and half tactic. When you need to be kind of fast but at the same time kind of slow, you do this. Now here's gear 3, the final gear, where you only hold turbo. And literally, you can see my Beverly, he's just sprinting at full out with like no defensive stand. He's literally standing straight up. This is used to catch up once you're beat. That's when you shift into gear 3. So you shift into gear 3 when you're beat and when you need to like chase the guy back down to cut him off again because he kind of got an advantage on you. So, and you can understand this. You can also do all 3 different speeds, the 3 gears with the right stick up. Hold the right stick up to contest at all times, you can do that. But I recommend only do this while you're shifting the gears. When you sense a shot is coming, don't be doing this the entire defensive possession thinks you're helping yourself by putting your hand up. You're not. Because if you try to shift gears while having the right stick held up the whole time, you're dead. So you can see I'm Beverly here, my buddy is Curry, and I'm just getting killed because I'm trying to hold the right stick up the entire time like an idiot on absolute, and I'm getting blown by like my buddy is just showing up. Like look at these shakes. I just can't catch up. I can't shift gears purposefully, and I'm dead. So the skill gap of this turbo gear shifting technique comes from shifting to the right gear depending on the situation, and as you can see here, I'm doing excellent work. I'm going from gear 2, this is gear 3, back to gear 2, right stick contest up. That's excellent defense. Turbo gear shifting gives you great lateral recovery. You can see I'm beat here, but I shift to gear 3, get back with gear 2. That's excellent work. Same thing here again, I'm facing a bigger Durant, gear 3 to cut him off, gear 1 to close it out, gear 1, gear 2, close out, right stick up, right stick up, right stick up. I won't foul, so right stick up on absolute. Excellent work. Watch the slow motion here. So I start off with gear 1, now I'm in gear 2 with the flashing. Now he beats me, so I go to gear 3, shuts it back, cuts him off with gear 1, close out with gear 2 with the L2 tap, never letting go of turbo, right? I'm only slowing down by either holding L2 or tapping it or not doing anything and just holding turbo. That's the key. You're always holding on to turbo. You're just tapping or holding L2 to change your speeds. So same thing here, gear 2, gear 1, gear 2, close out, right stick up. That's how you play good on-ball defense. So you start off in gear 2 just to like cut off the angles. Now I'm in gear 1, gear 2 again to chop back the recovery, take away the angle, lock in gear 1, bigger defensive stance, a little bit beat, shift to gear 3, cut him off, back to gear 1 to hold him, gear 2 to close the distance, hold right stick up when I expect him to shoot. Excellent on-ball defense. So you can see here again, I'm doing excellent gear shifting, going gear 2 with the chop, gear 1, gear 2 with the chop, gear 1 to hold him back off, gear 2, gear 1, hop him up, gear 2, close it out with gear 1, getting ready gear 2, cut him off the angles. And now I'm doing everything correct here, but I kind of, right here, I should have keep cutting him off with the left stick, but I stopped the angle too, so like I didn't continue to ride him with my left stick. That's how you need the left stick to ride, right? So I got blue by there, that's my fault, and I paid for it. And in this instance, I did too much gear 2. I needed to shift down to gear 1 to get bigger, but you see, I did too much gear 2, too much L2 chop while holding down the turbo, and I'm not big enough. I'm in and out of my stance, I become too, narrow, and I get blue by there. So sometimes you need to shift down to gear 1, hold L2, hold R2 to become bigger and slower, but you pin the guy off. Right here, I did too much gear 3, too much turbo as I tried to recover, and I got crossed back. So play your game with this gear shifting technique. It's excellent. Hold turbo. If you really want to be slow, hold L2. If you want to be kind of slow, chop L2. If you want to be super fast, just hold turbo. Either way though, sometimes no matter how good you do, they're going to make tough shots like that. But that's okay. That was excellent defense, especially the right stick contest held up. So if you can turbo gear shift correctly, and you use your right stick absolute to contest by holding that right stick up at the right time, because you can hold it down, right? When you feel like the guy's about to shoot at close distance, you're going to be a ball hound, just like I am, as you can see here. I'm just literally hounding this Durant, who is a very good player herself. This is actually my sister, and she's a very, very good 2K player, and I was able to shut her down. And just to give her some credentials, my sister wants everyone to see this because here I got killed. Yeah. I don't want to talk about what happened there, but yeah, my sister is pretty good at 2K. So here's some online footage I want to show you. Shout out to my man Ja Bridgeforth. Make sure you check out his YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description. He's one of the top park players out there, as you can see from his freaking record, 99 to 26, and 2K19's only been out like a week. Damn. But Ja is a pure shot build, but he's an excellent player, obviously, and you can see the guy he's facing. You see the guy, the purple tight shirt guy, way too much right stick up. Like, that's the exact thing I talked to you guys about, right? But you can see Ja, who is using the technique I have taught him, and he's much more balanced, much more active, too aggressive there, but you can see my man Ja, he's always in front of his player. You can see in this clip again, he is using the turbo gear shifting technique I've told him. He chops his feet, he holds turbo, he recovers, and he's right stick contest up. Much better result. And you can see his opponent on the other hand, way too much right stick holding up, not at the right time. Unlike Ja that time, who only contests at the right time, this guy's an idiot and he's getting wrecked because he does not have the turbo gear shifting technique with the absolute right stick contest at the right time. He's just trying to abuse the right stick contest, and my man Ja it's absolutely killing him. So what I'm trying to tell you is, make sure you get the gear shifting turbo technique down, just like I have showed. I've tested this with some of my closer, just players I know, like Ja, and he's found initially he told me it took him a while to learn it, but once he got it down, he's seeing a lot of success. And this man plays a lot of 2-on-2 park, so he faces a lot of 1-on-1 on-ball situations where he's and he's a pure shove, so he's not always at the advantage. You can see here this time he's facing a very good player, a guy that is also a pure shove, but it's a 159 to 60, so this guy is a pretty good player. But you can see the blue hoodie guy, the defense is better, less right stick contest, but he's not doing the turbo gear shifting, right? So Ja is still able to kind of shake him off and still get some clean looks off. What I'm trying to say to you guys is there's a little bit of a learning curve with this, and obviously you're going to be careful about your stamina management, so only hold turbo when you know you're in a 1-on-1 on-ball situation, right? Don't be holding turbo the whole time, especially when you're off-ball. Don't be doing that. But you want to be holding on to turbo when it's a 1-on-1 situation, and change your speeds by either holding L2 or tapping it or completely letting go of it. But the key to the whole thing is you never let go of turbo, okay? You do that, you're gonna have consistent speeds. You're gonna have 3 gears of speed that you're gonna get used to, and those 3 different gears of speed is enough for you, right? To survive almost all of the situations you'll see in a 1-on-1 setting. But because you're only limiting yourself to 3 different kinds of speeds, there's going to be consistency and familiarity with your own movements. And with that, you're going to find improvement and development because there's consistency in your change of speeds. Okay, so always hold turbo. That's gear 3. Just turbo is gear 3. Holding turbo while tapping L2. That's gear 2, where you're kind of in and out of your stance, but you're still kind of in your defensive stance, but at the same time also standing up, but you're faster. And then there's gear 1, where you're holding R2 and holding L2, and you're in your biggest defensive stance, like you're in your biggest physical form, but you are going to be at your slowest, but it's good to cut people off and bump them off. Alright, so if you got any questions, let me know. Especially let me know if this works for you. Your feedback will be very important. Obviously, I'll be developing this throughout the course of the year, but this is the one I wanted to show you guys first because I have showed this to people that I play with. I tested it with them, and they have found a lot of success. So shout out to Ja and Louis Supreme for helping me out on this. They helped me out a ton. So if this works for you, let me know. If you're struggling with it, also let me know so I can see what I need to fix down the line. So as always, thanks for coming by, and I'll see all of you next time.